Hi everyone, Crypto Carlos here. Thought it about time I made another video. It's been quite a while, a lot to talk about. First off, Chia, let's start there. The plot filter change, how did it affect you? Well, it affected me briefly. I mean, on the day when the fork happened, you saw a massive drop in net space, and I mean a massive drop. And my pickings went up a little bit. I was making a little bit more each day, and my estimated time to win on block went right down at one point to 12 days. But you know, gradually over time, as you've seen, the net space has gone back up. I think we're at about just over 23 exabytes. So it's gone back up, but not right to where it was. Now, if you've been watching my videos and you've been looking in the comments, you would have seen that a lot of people were giving me sort of comments saying, "Oh, Carl, why are you doing C7 compression? Why are you not doing the higher end compression? Looking at no SSD and things like that." And I said at the time I was waiting for the plot filter change because I wanted to see how it was going to affect things. And I think I made the right decision. I think the reason we've seen that net space go down so far is that a lot of people on higher ends of compression have had to either turn systems offline and replot or do something else. I definitely made the right choice because things have remained stable for me. I've not had any issues, so I think I made the right choice there, so I'm sticking by that. So what have I done? As you remember, I was having difficulty with the 1030 card that I had doing the decompression, and I put my 3060 Ti into the farmer, and since then I've had nothing but stability. It's been the best thing I've done. Obviously the 1030 was not up to it on Windows at all. The 3060 Ti with my size of farm has no issues at all. It's just stable. I've not had any errors in the log, I've not had any failures in the harvester or anything like that. So that was worth doing. The only trouble is, this being a very old Dell machine, it's got a very small power supply in it. I think it's around 300 watt. So I had to be careful there. And what I found was occasionally it was just dipping over that, only briefly. And what would happen is it would knock out one of my USB attached drives. And then once the wattage had gone down again, it would reattach that drive, and I would get a File Explorer window pop up showing that it had connected that drive again. So that happened once in a blue moon, but I thought I can get around that by just running MSI Afterburner, which I did, if I can find it. And what I've done is I've just put a 70% power limit on MSI Afterburner, just to make sure that it doesn't dip over, and that's done the job. That was worth doing. I've not had any issues with USB drives dropping off or anything like that. So very simple fix there, just to get that even more stability there. So at the moment, yeah, 20 days for estimated time to win blocks, and that's proving to be about right. Yeah, not much daily XCH, and the monthlies are not good either at the moment. So you can see my estimated 256 terabytes of space currently while I run. How much I've farmed so far. Had another block win the other day with some fees attached, which was nice, but the price is lousy. Just try and focus in on that. It's just over £14, £14.79 as of today. So yeah, the price has been plummeting, hasn't it? Not sure what's going on there. It seems that there's a lack of faith, I think, in the whole Chia project at the moment. I'm seeing a lot of negativity from other YouTubers, but you know, it's good to see Gene Hoffman still out there spreading the word, and he's still doing interviews and looks very positive. So all I can take from that is that I'm going to stick around. I'm not going to turn my farm off. My farm's very small. It's not costing me a lot to run at the moment. I'm not going to bother turning it off. You know, it's different story for people like Brian Freeman, obviously. Huge electric costs and that. He had to make the decision to turn his farm off. Not sure if he's turned it back on yet or whether he's still got it off, but different kettle of fish for me. So, having moved my 3060 Ti from this machine into my harvester, this is the old dual core Dell sort of 20 core 40 thread 128 gig Dell Precision T5610. Sitting here doing nothing, and I don't like hardware sitting doing nothing. So I had a few thoughts about what I could do. One of them was, shall I jump on the salad bandwagon, put a GPU in it, and try that? And I thought, no, the expenditure's too much. I don't want to buy any hardware at the moment. I'm not buying hardware for Chia. I'm not buying any extra drives or anything at the moment until the time comes when we know what the new plot filter, the new plot format's going to be. And that will be my decision as to whether I continue to grow, buy more hardware, etc. But salad mining, I've been following Brandon Coyne online and watching the trials and tribulations of being a salad provider, and he seems to have a lot of problems. Yes, he's making some money, but he's already got the hardware available. I think it helps having his shop as well. So I'm definitely not going to go out and buy any hardware to try salad. What I did do is I found a salad alternative called Golem Network, and that particularly worked on Linux, which was ideal. CPU only. They do a GPU option as well, but I thought, well, I'll try them with CPU. Didn't go on very well at all with that. It was very unstable. I followed all the directions to the letter, left it running for well over 24 hours. There was just nothing coming through at all, no jobs, despite a very competitively priced provider option that I put forward. You get paid in GLM tokens on the Golem Network. You don't get paid in cash or anything like that. So it was just a trial really. But no, I didn't have any joy with that at all. There seems to be a few providers on there with high-end CPU and GPU rigs that are making money and getting jobs through, but I don't think they have the supply to meet the demand at the moment. So dropped that, and then thought, well, what else can I do with this machine? I don't want it sitting idle. I need to do something with it. So I looked at mining some various coins. I looked at mining Dogecoin initially, but the pickings on that were quite slim. So in the end, I made the decision to mine another coin, and I'll give you the reasons for that. I like Kaspa. I've got quite a bit of Kaspa bagged from my GPU mining days, over a year ago, and I wish I'd left that rig on and mined a lot more, to be honest. It's done quite well, and it looks like it might do even better. And of course, yes, there are ASIC options. There's the River KSO Pro, and I looked into buying one of those. They are very expensive in Europe. We're talking £300 to £400 for the 200 gigahash version, second hand, which at the moment is only pulling in 6 to 7 Kaspa a day. If you're looking at the new 400 gigahash version, I believe I found a price of £650, but then there would be import duty on that and taxes as well, so way too pricey. So I wasn't going to buy any Kaspa hardware. That's the reason why. So I just needed to utilize my existing hardware, and I wanted to mine some Kaspa, so I'm not worried about how much it can mine at the moment. I just want to bag some more by whatever means available to me. So in the end, I started using Unmineable, which was very easy to use on Linux Mint. I just ran the wizard on Unmineable to get the command line that was required to mine the coin using my hardware, putting in my Kaspa address, and then it was just a question of downloading the miner and navigating in the command line window to that miner and activating it. And it's been running for a couple of days now, and I'm getting a little bit of Kaspa, obviously not a lot, but on this 40 thread CPU it's doing better than I thought it would. So if we have a look, yeah, you can see I've got just over 1.5 in there at the moment. If you can hear a lot of noise, that is because I've had to turn the fans up in the Dell. I'm not sure why, but the BIOS, when the fans are on auto, they will not increase in speed as the CPUs get hotter or the sensors get hotter. I don't know if it's a fault with this machine, but I have to go into the BIOS and turn the fans up to an appropriate level. So I've got them on medium high at the moment. I might be able to turn them down a level to medium. All depends what the weather does, because this is a very small room. But if we have a look at the moment, we can see the CPU temperatures there are 35 and 44, and you know, they're not going up any higher. So it's keeping them nice and cool with the fan speeds that are running. Processor fans are not, you know, they're not working too hard. The front fans are a little bit more. What are we getting hash rate? Well, on this particular PC, at the moment you can see it's showing 1.2 kilohash. Now that has gone up to, I think the highest was about 2.2, so it fluctuates throughout the day. As you can see from the graph, get dips and peaks and that, but it does go a lot higher than that. I think the average is about 1.4, 1.5, so not brilliant, but not bad. And you'll notice there's another worker there at the bottom that's got a measly, at the moment, 100, what is that, 180 something, 189 megahash. Now where that's coming from is actually from over here. Yeah, the CPU on my Chia Farmer harvester is not doing anything at all at the moment. Hardly nothing at all, as is the GPU. The utilization on the GPU is ridiculous. It goes up to about 5%. So I thought, why don't I try and utilize the GPU to, you know, supplement that Kaspa income. I could not get the GPU to mine at all alongside what it was doing for Chia. It was abysmal. But the CPU is doing nothing. So I set up the same Unmineable software on here to the same wallet. So it's mining Kaspa in the background. Not much, but it's contributing to it for very little extra wattage as well. Now you're probably going to think, oh, is that not going to impede on your harvester? Have you not seen any degradation in your harvester? Well, none at all. None at all. If we go to the harvester, I was getting around, yeah, over 2 seconds I was getting for the latency. You can see it's down to 194 today. It's actually dropped. I was seeing no, nothing on the pool that was suggesting that anything was impeded, and the daily earnings weren't affected either. So I thought, brilliant, I can just leave that running in the background alongside and it's not affecting it. So, just utilizing some of the compute power that's just sitting there doing nothing and contributing to the Kaspa pot over here. So yeah, it's going to take a long time to reach the 50 Kaspa payout mark. Current estimates are, it's going to take at least 1.5 months, if not more, unless I can find something else to help supplement it. But I'm not worried about that. This is all speculative. I just want to increase my Kaspa bag, and this is the only way I can do it, because I haven't got the money to buy an ASIC. If I did get one of the 400 gigahash KSO Pros in here, I wouldn't be able to deal with the heat. You probably saw from Red Panda Mining's channel, when he turns that thing on, it gets hot. I've got enough heat problems in this very small room as a residential miner. I've got no luxury of fancy extraction systems or anything like that, so I won't be going there. And of course then there's the other option. Why are you not buying Kaspa coin, Carl? Well, unfortunately I live in the UK, and unfortunately our government stops us from buying cryptocurrency, especially Kaspa. You would think the easiest I had to do was go onto the Kaspa site and utilise their system that they've got on their website to purchase Kaspa directly. But oh no, they can do every other country, but they can't do this country. We really are impeded when it comes to purchasing Kaspa. I haven't looked at Coinbase or whether I can use TradeOgre and do something fancy there. I don't want to use Coinbase if I can, because our government's got its hands all over it, and it's just not a safe place to do any trading of any sort. There may be some other options, you know, to utilise exchanges abroad and things like that, but they're very dangerous, and I don't want to go there. I do not want to touch that with a barge pole. So for now, as measly as these pickings are, I'm happy with the safe way I'm doing it and just adding to my pot. So what else am I looking at? Well, the other area that has interested me has been solo Bitcoin mining, and of course I got tempted looking at the Nerdminer V2s, you know, those little 70 hash solo lottery miners. There's some nice fancy ones of those with an RGB fan on it and an LCD display screen. They pull about 2 watts and they're asking about 40 quid for them on eBay. And yes, they would be nice, but really if you look up the numbers, you've got no chance of winning that lottery with such a small miner at all. You know, I think you've got more chance of catapulting yourself to the moon with your own fart than you have of winning a Bitcoin block on one of those. And of course there are other options. You can go up, you can scale up, can't you, to the BitAxe ones and things like that, but they're very expensive. And you know, as the KSO is out of my price range, so I couldn't go there. So another option that I saw was the Avalon Nano 3, and this appealed to me for several reasons. You know, I can mine on it if I want to. It's got a very low Satoshi payout on it. I think it's 1,000, so that was good. But also, you know, you can mine on it solo. It's got 3 different power levels and hash rates associated with those power levels. I think 140 watt is the highest. So you know, you could turn it down in summer, you know, so it's not pounding out so much heat. Turn it up in winter, you know, so that was a bonus as well. But mainly the price was the major factor that attracted me, and purely because it just falls under the import tax duty cap of about £135, I think it is in the UK. So buying it from, like, for instance, Mineshop EU, I looked at purchasing it there, you can get it for, I think it's about 134 euros, so it falls right underneath that. So with shipping costs, it's affordable, and there's not going to be any big tax implications on it. So I'm still exploring that. Don't know whether I will go for it or not, but that's what I'm looking at. So that's an update on where things are going. It's getting quite warm in here because those fans are pelting out the heat from the CPU. We've had some miserable weather in Gloucestershire, UK recently. We have thunderstorms and rain pretty much all weekend. It's just starting to brighten up again outside now, so the temperature's starting to go up, the ambient temperature. So I'll be keeping an eye on that, maybe open another window. But let's leave it there. I'll let you ponder over what I'm doing. You can put in the comments, you know, what is this madness you're doing, Carl? But you know, I've got to keep myself busy somehow. This is a hobby for me. It's not all about the money. So I like exploring different options and trying to do things. You know, so let me know in the comments, and let me know in the comments how the plot filter affected you. Were you a high compression miner and it caused you a lot of grief, or were you at the same level as me and were okay? It'd be interesting to find out. But you know, good luck to you all out there. It's a really you know, bad economy at the moment. you can see from the viewing figures on videos on crypto mining that there's not a lot of people out there interested again at the moment. So you know, if you are watching, thank you for watching, and I value your support. So I shall see you next time. Have a good day.